Hello and welcome to Career Ride. I'm Nishant and today I'm going to talk about phone interview mistakes that everyone makes. So let's get started now. With the pandemic, telephonic interviews have become one of the most common interview methods. It also assists interviewer in narrowing down their choices to only those who are qualified and who they believe would be the best fit. And as we move forward, we are already seeing an increase in remote working. So communicating over the phone or via video call have become one of the skills that candidate must possess. Now everyone likes to talk on the phone with family and friends. It happens naturally. So a phone interview appears to be simple to them as well. But most of them don't prepare for it. And as a result, they might miss an opportunity. It can be their moment to shine and stand out. But many of them waste their chances by not preparing for it, and that might cost them their job. Now let us see ahead a few common mistakes that everyone makes in the telephonic interview. And the first one is not being there in a noise-free environment. You will be aware of the approximate time when you may be contacted by the hiring manager. So it is the best to be in an area where the signal is expected to be strong. It is ideal to find a noise-free zone with minimal disruption. Find a location where you know you won't have to repeat yourself. Repeating the same words and knowing that the person on the other end is unable to hear you lowers morale at the start of the interview. Alright, so let's move on to the next one, being unprepared for the interview. Assuming it will be a phone interview, you believe it will be simple to read the About Us page when asked about the company. But you know what? It would be very easy for the interviewer to determine that you are simply reading out. Also, sounding not confident or uncertain would indicate to the interviewer that you simply took the phone without making any effort to research the company. It is critical to conduct thorough research, including visiting company's website, their vision, mission, and social media pages. Make sure to take notes and keep them handy for your reference. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Fail to prepare common interview questions. Most people take phone interviews lightly and leave preparation for the actual interview. They overlook the fact that a phone interview is a step between your resume and a face-to-face interview. To appear in the final face-to-face interview, you must first pass the phone interview. So practice common interview questions like, tell me about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and why should we hire you, etc. This will assist you in not saying anything incorrectly. And moreover, when you prepare, you will sound confident and will be saying what the hiring manager wants to hear from you. And that increases your chance of moving on to the next round. Okay, so my fourth point is forgot about the job applied. It is not uncommon to have applied for 20 jobs on a job portal and have a few interviews scheduled. So it's possible that you got mixed up and forgot which job it is. So make a note of the interview with so and so company on your calendar and have your notes ready, because failing to remember the job will almost certainly eliminate your chances of getting the job right away. They will assume that you are not interested because you cannot recall what job you applied for. Moving on to the next one, talking too little or too much. During the interview, do not answer question with a simple yes or no, as this will be insufficient. Also, don't give lengthy responses. Keep your responses brief and to the point. Select the appropriate words and express yourself in a clear and professional manner. Again, preparing for common interview questions and conducting company research would be beneficial in this situation. And my sixth point is not being a good listener. This is a common blunder made by the majority of people. You may have prepared well for the interview, but you become overly excited and do not wait for the interviewer to finish his question before answering it. For example, interviewer might ask you, what are your strengths? Can you describe a situation in which you demonstrated your strengths? However, you don't give an interviewer a chance to finish his question and instead begin answering after hearing only half of it and begin talking about your own strengths. Allow the interviewer to finish speaking before beginning to respond. Take some time to respond. Make an effort to sound professional. Prepare your response and know what you're talking about. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Lack of enthusiasm. Most people unknowingly sound very dull on the phone calls. They are unable to express their enthusiasm and show their energy over the phone. You know, the call usually begins with the interviewer saying, "Hello, I am calling from ABC company. Am I speaking with Anil? Is now a good time to talk?" "Yes, Anil here. We can talk now." You must keep in mind that it is not your friend who has called you. It is a hiring manager from a company you'd like to work for in the future. Your response should demonstrate that you want to work for them. So always acknowledge the person who has called you and greet them. For example, "Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I am Anil speaking. I hope you are doing well. Yes, it's a good time to speak." They should understand from your response that you are interested in speaking with them and not make them feel like it was just another call they had to make. And my last point is, you have no questions for the interviewer. At the end of any interview, whether by phone or in person, the hiring manager will ask the candidate if they have any questions. And the majority of time the answer is no. Never ever say no. The hiring manager will believe that you are not interested or that you are relieved that the interview is over. So while preparing for the interview, make notes of any policies, products, or services about which you would like to learn more. You can ask them. This will demonstrate that you are genuinely interested in the position and the company. So that was few mistakes that most of you commit. You'd also have to keep a certain points in mind, and here are they. Do not keep your phone engaged. Also, don't keep it on vibration or silent mode. You may miss the call from the interviewer. If you have people calling you, inform them beforehand not to call you at the time of interview. Don't put the hiring manager on hold. Don't take any other calls during the interview. Make certain that you are not distracted. For example, if you are watching TV, you could turn it off or go to another room where you won't be distracted. Keep the interview professional. Don't talk about your personal life. For example, if they ask you about your future plans, don't say, "I want to get married next year." Make sure you discuss about your career goals. And finally, keep in mind that this is your chance to shine with this given opportunity. So make the most of the 15 to 30 minutes that you have. Be focused and organized. Take notes and keep them close at hand. Conduct thorough company research. Ask the hiring manager about his or her experience. He or she will be surprised to hear this question from a candidate and may provide feedback that will help you in future rounds. Also, a small thank you email expressing your gratitude and appreciation for their time would be a nice gesture on your part after the interview. And that's all for now. I hope you find it helpful. If you have any question, please write in the comment box below. I'll get back to you. Thank you and see you next time.